So, welcome back. Today we start with machines. What happened is the first part of the lecture it got deleted by mistake. So I have already written this. Just follow up. Okay, I'll not write it again. So we'll today do machines. And machines mainly you know that force, work, energy, power. 16 to 20 marks comes. I'm changing my color. It would be better. 16 to 20 marks come. Out of that, force comes 3 or 6, work comes 3 or 6. This is 9 or 12 marks come from this chapter. Okay, 9 or 12 marks, and this thing is actually application of first two chapters if you see in totality. So today we will actually break down the whole chapter into first part is the basics. We'll do the basics first, that is today's lecture. Next we'll do levers, then pulleys, and then some others like wedges, gears, something like that. And obviously at the last we'll have some problems. Now if you see, these two parts are very important for our syllabus. Sure, any one of these 4 marks question will comes, sure. 2 or 4 or 3, I don't know, 4 or 3 marks will come. So today let me tell you what is a machine is. Let's say this is you and this is a stone. You do some work on the stone. Let that be work 1. Now let's say there is a machine. Now you apply some work 2, and the machine applies some work on the stone, that is work 3. Now what this machine does is that the total work you have put in, okay, and total work he has done, the total work done by the whole thing is obviously less than the work if you did it, okay, without the machine. So actually what machine is, that its principle is it has more power than you. So power of machine is greater than power of me. Okay, so always a machine actually means anything that has a greater power than me. Not me, means anything. Okay, it has a greater power. Now I will do this. Okay, functions. Okay, first it is a force multiplier. What happens is, there if you have gone to, how can tell, what is that, the car garages, you see they have the screw jacks and they lift the car. So what happens is that you are can you lift your car with a single hand? No. But if you use a screw jack, you can easily lift the car. Done. So you are using a machine and it multiplies the force applied by you. Let's say you applied 5 Newton force. Now it becomes a 500 Newton force. It is a force multiplier. Next is force direction change. How? For this. Now let's say you have already, I think all of you have gone to some villages or what. Now in villages, as you can see, in villages what happened is there's this kind of well, there's a bucket here, then it is connected to a pulley, and let's say another case where it is not connected to a pulley. Now if you see, if you pull the pulley downwards, okay, if you pull the pulley downwards and the weight of the body is also downwards, so the total force you are giving is F plus W. In this case the force is acting in the upward direction and the weight is acting in the downward direction, so we are actually applying force minus W. So obviously you can say that this thing is greater than this thing, so we are getting a greater force here, but just by changing the direction of the force. So pulley, what it does, it changes the direction, so it is easy for us. Next is force application change. Let's say there is a screw you want to screw in the place. You will always use a screwdriver. You'll not use your finger. Can't do that. You have to use a screwdriver because that's a machine and it changes how the force apply is application. Next is speed increase. This is actually not in so much in syllabus. This is used in gears. What happens is that there is gears, and whenever if we apply, let's say if one gear is moving with 5 meter per second, the final gear, initial and the final gear will move, let's say 500 meter per second, like that the speed changes. Now we'll talk about some important terms related to machine. First term, obviously, effort. Effort is nothing but the force applied to the machine. Okay, force applied to the machine. This is the machine, we are applying this force F. This is nothing but the effort. Okay, what load is that? Now if we give a force to the machine, now the machine will exert some force to the body on which the work has to be done, on which the machine is actually working, that force we get is nothing but load. Okay, now what is mechanical advantage? Mechanical advantage is a ratio between load and effort, nothing else. Very important term. Let me tell you, this is a very important term. Learn it for your heart. It has no units because it's a pure ratio. Now if ma is greater than 1, then obviously L is greater than E. Let me tell you one thing. Let me insert a page here. Yes, if let's say A by B is greater than 1, that means A is greater than B. If let's say A by B is equal to 1, then you can bring B this side, so A is equal to B. Same way, if A greater than B, you can bring B this way, A greater than B. These all are true if B not equal to 0. Okay, B not equal to 0. Obviously you can't put any zero effort. Can you put zero effort like a machine will start working on its own? No, never. So like that way, this true, these are true. Like ma is greater than 1, so L is greater than effort, load is greater than effort. If ma is equal to 1, then load is equal to effort. If ma is less than 1, then load is less than effort. Now let's talk about VR, or the velocity ratio. Velocity ratio is nothing but the velocity of the effort and the velocity of the load. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? Let me insert a page. Insert a page. Okay, let's say this is okay, here is a pulley, here's a block, and here's a force. Now you pull it as so, this goes down by 2 meter per second, and this goes up. Obviously if you are pulling a pulley, it will go up on the other side, 4 meter per second. So what is our velocity ratio? Velocity of effort, that is my 2 meter per second, by velocity of the load, 4. So my velocity ratio here will be 0 or 0.5. I'm writing 0.5 only. Okay, it's a no unit again because it's a pure ratio. Understand, the pure ratio means meter square by meter square, up also meter square, down also meter square, it gets cut, nothing. So in time t, most of the time, let's say in most of the time, the time taken by this to go down will also be the time taken for this to go up, most times. So in time t, I can write this is VR as displacement of effort by t, and displacement of load by t. T gets cut, so this is displacement by effort by displacement by load. Understand? I think yes, I have done till this much. Okay, so now we'll talk about, I think, work input. So last we did the velocity ratio. So in time t means most of the times what happens is in the same time, what happens, most sums are in the same time, so you will just in the velocity ratio you can do the distance. Actually not distance, the displacement. This is velocity. Okay, displacement by effort, this is displacement by the, I'm writing it, displacement by effort by displacement by the load. Understand. So we'll now move on to the next part, that is called the work input or work output, both of them. So let's try and do those. So we'll first do work input. So as you can understand in immediately from this, the input work I am doing, the work done on the machine, that we are doing, the effort, the energy of the effort that is supplied to the machine. So work input, I'm writing I. Okay, work input is nothing but what you can say, the effort I am applying into displacement of the effort. Okay, understand this. Now let's talk about work output. Now you can clearly understand from this the work that is the useful work that is done by the machine, like that is obtained from the machine. Understand this? So this will be nothing but work, all I am writing, this will be nothing but what was it called, load. Yes, load into displacement by the load. Okay, you will not understand this what is displacement by the load in intuitive form or like imaginary form. You can't understand in a form of image. When we do some machines, you'll understand what this load or distance covered by a load, actually what the application is. I can't draw you a machine and tell you now because that will be a little bit advanced. So I will draw the machines like when levers and pulley is done, that time we'll show you what is load, displacement traveled by a load. Now we will talk about efficiency. Efficiency of a machine. Obviously it is given by the sign eta. How it is written? Just write a n, like you stop here, they will continue and go like this. Okay, I'm writing like this. Okay, eta. Okay, so what is this formula? Actually, efficiency is nothing but the ratio of the work done by the machine, workload by workload by this thing. Okay, what am I writing? Work output by work input. This is the simple meaning of this. Okay, and mainly what is that? This is a percentage. Okay, this is called a percent. There is something called a percent efficiency. So whenever efficiency, if anybody tells what is the efficiency of the machine, you will tell no, this is a 100% efficient machine. So always efficiency is written in the form of percentage only. So the actual formula you can write work output by work input into 100%. This is actually the formula of the efficiency. Okay, now efficiency, understood this. Okay, now we will talk about what is a practical machine. Now let's say what is a ideal machine and a practical machine. Machines are of two types. One is practical and another is ideal. Ideal machine actually means the efficiency of that machine is 100%, and a practical machine means less than 100%. This means what? That work in output is equal to work input, or here you can say work output. Okay, work output is less than work input because some of the work is lost through which, like friction. In actual machines you have friction, like maybe the oil is less, lubrication is less, so friction is there, heat energy is produced, so that energy it gets out. So this efficiency, this is actually called practical or real machines. In our real life, whatever we see is this type of machines. Understand? So now I will do a very important part. Remember this very important part. This is called relationship between, writing it big, I'll write it in the rest space. Okay, relationship between efficiency, mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. This you can expect it in the boards. You can expect it. You just mug it up, this part. Okay, it's mug it up, very important part. So 1 second. Yes, now what do we know about efficiency? Efficiency is nothing but work output by work input. Now what can work output be written as? I just wrote it earlier. Work output is nothing but load into D of L. 1 second. L by effort into D of E. Now what we know, MA is equal to L by E, and VR, if it is in same time. Okay, in same time, then we can say velocity is ratio in dE by dL. Obviously, like if you see, if we move a machine, the time taken for the effort to move, obviously that time will be taken by the load to move. This actually means very simple machines. We are working with simple machines only. Complex machine will not work in this class 10. So simple machines, it works like that only. So we can say time is same only. So here I can write what? This efficiency, I can write what? L by E by dE by dL. This will be nothing but MA by VR. So MA is equal to eta into VR. Very important, very important. Learn it. Okay, very important, very important. Okay, learn this by heart. The last thing today we'll do before we start with levers, machines again, types. We'll do machines. There are actually of two types. One is simple. What is simple machine? There's no means definition for this. Any simple machine is actually they're defined. Actually, there are 6 simple machines: levers, pulley is there. Then I think screw is there. Then wedge is there. Wedge coming here. Okay. Then there is inclined plane. Then there is the last part, I guess so, wheel and axle. I'm writing wheel and axle. Okay, and now let's talk about what is complex machines. Complex machine is a combination of simple machines. Like if you have a machine that has an inclined plane, also a pulley, that's a complex machine. Understand? Okay, so I'll end it here. With next day we start with levers. Okay, so bye.